So I'm going to tell you guys about the time that I felt prompted by the Holy Spirit to pray for somebody for healing, and I chickened out. And the Lord redeemed it, but the story doesn't end like you might think that it ends. So this one time I was at the library with my kid and my sister, and we were checking out, and this man was checking out right before us. He was talking with the librarian, and he said that, oh, I just had knee surgery, and he was walking with like a cane, and he was talking about how, it's taken a while to heal up. And I felt immediately in my spirit that I should talk with him, and I should say, hey, I believe in Jesus. I don't know if you do, but I would love to pray for you and, for your knee to heal. And as we were walking out, I saw him, at first I was like, maybe I won't get a chance because he had left before us. But when I walked outside, he was still getting into his car. I was like, oh, I don't want to interrupt him. He's already like on his way to the next thing. And so I didn't do it, even though I felt that I should. Days would go by and I was still kicking myself over this. And I had to ask the Lord for forgiveness. And I began to ask him for an opportunity to redeem that moment. And it came in a totally unexpected way. I was selling something on Facebook Marketplace, and a man came to purchase what I was selling, and he got out of his car, and he also had like some sort of walker or cane. And immediately I knew this was my opportunity. No matter what, I needed to offer to pray for this man. So he told me that he had it was either a knee or a hip replacement, and that it wasn't healing up as quickly as it should be. And so I offered, I said, hey, I don't know if you believe in Jesus or not, but I pray for people all the time, and I see them get healed, and I would love to pray for your healing. And he said, he was so kind, and he said, my wife believed in that kind of thing. And he said, but she passed away last year. And he said, I haven't quite forgiven him, meaning God, for it yet. And so he said, thank you, but no thank you. And he left, and I said, that's totally fine. And so God gave me that opportunity, right? He redeemed it in the sense that I was able to offer that again, step out in boldness, but the man turned me down. So it wasn't about having the opportunity to actually see a testimony and see a healing. It was actually just about my obedience. But what really struck me about what happened is that I teach people all the time that when you hang on to bitterness and unforgiveness, that it can actually block your healing, and it can actually make you sick according to the Bible. And so when me and my husband, we went back in the house, we actually ended up praying for this man that he would let go of this unforgiveness, because I guarantee you that the reason that his knee or his hip wasn't healing up as quickly as the doctor said that it should be is because he was hanging on to that bitterness of his wife. And thank God she believed in Jesus, so she's in heaven. And it just breaks my heart, because as Christians, we don't have to mourn like the world mourns. They mourn with no hope after death. But as a Christian, if we lose somebody, even who's so close to us, we know that if we are believers in Jesus, we will get to see them again. And so I didn't get to pray for the man right then and there and see him get healed, but I do pray that it planted a seed. And my husband and my son and I all prayed for him that he would let go of that forgiveness, that it would be a seed that would remind him that Jesus sees him and loves him, and that he would forgive and also give his life to Jesus so that he could go and be with her in heaven someday. And I say all this just to encourage you that whenever the Holy Spirit is prompting you to do something, just be obedient, whether you feel like you're being an inconvenience or not, because you have no idea what that person is walking through and what the Lord could do through you just by you stepping out in faith. And if you've let a lot of those opportunities go by like I had, then ask the Lord to give you another chance to be obedient.